worked.
It worked.
All right, first of all, can we just give a round of applause for this just design like a Xiaomi collab of the 12S Ultra? This phone is insane. Look at that thing. This was such a cool phone to be able to film on and create something with. Xiaomi, thank you so much for letting us kind of create this short film and this project on it. This is the behind the scenes / review on this phone. More of a behind the scenes on how we shot this running film. And this, let me tell you, this is by far the best camera on a phone I have ever used. So as you might be aware, our team's kind of into running lately. So the idea for this short film was to create a running kind of short film, little narrative, kind of cinematic, all shot on this new phone. And we went down to Portland, Oregon. So I drove down, met up with Joshua, Niles, Taylor's down there, and Taylor's partner, Tyler, who is actually our talent for the film.
So out here right now, we have the Xiaomi 12S Ultra, which is the first phone camera to use the whole 1-inch sensor. So it has a 1-inch sensor, just like a point and shoot, which is pretty big. More depth of field and more light, if that matters to you. And we're shooting a running short film.
What's your role on this production?
You know, just some behind the scenes photos and also holding gear. Gear is just flying at me.
Super fun to see the whole crew again, and we got to shooting. Location number 1 was down at this track. We knew we wanted to get some running shots, some pickup shots.
I think that's good on that. I think anything else now for us would be like some more dynamic stretching, like arms, head, and then we'll do some running.
Okay. Now just wait to say cut. He says sick.
All right, sick.
Sick.
All right, sick.
One thing I noticed right away when we were shooting was how good it handled in low light. As the sun was kind of setting on us at the track, the phone was still looking amazing. I think it has a lot to do with that 1-inch sensor, which we'll get into it in a little bit. And man, that's really what I think sets this phone apart, is just that full 1-inch ultra sensor with the Leica glass. I could kiss it. I will. Sorry, Xiaomi. So for this film, we shot everything in 8K 24 frames per second or 4K 60 frames per second. Yes, 8K. All of the lenses, the main wide 1-inch sensor lens, the ultra wide, and the 5X telephoto, they can all shoot 8K, which is really nice to not be limited on which focal length we want to select, and we still get the same resolution across the board. We also shot in Pro mode, which is so sick that they have Pro mode on this phone. It basically lets you control all your settings manually. As filmmakers, we really do like to have that full control. So we were able to shoot 1/50th shutter speed. We were able to control our ISO. We were able to lock our white balance and lock our focus if we wanted to. We also used a variable ND filter to control our lighting when we were in outdoor situations or when it was a bit bright. So we used the moment variable ND attachment, and it doesn't go over the entire circle here, but it does go over each of the individual lenses within this design. So that was fine. It actually worked out fine. For a running film specifically, you want that motion blur when someone's running, or to give it that natural cinematic look. So making your shutter speed the correct, double your frame rate is the typical rule. So 24 frames per second, 1/48th or 1/50th. It makes it so you have that nice shutter blur. You know, Joshua gets a good shot when he's like, you hear some good grunting, like, yes!
It's a little jittery because I had to jump. But... Oh, that was sexy. That was real sexy.
Can we see?
Yes.
In real time, 60 frames.
Oh.
Butter right there. On
Yes! That long shadow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Day 2 started out pretty early. Good morning. It is 6:46 now. Obviously, we had to go get a coffee.
Yo.
Joshua, what you drinking?
Oh, I'm drinking a chai latte. I give it a 5 out of 10.
Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
Let's head back to our sunny studio, work on some thumbnails. After fueling up, we went to Forest Park for that scene, which was like in the woods. It was super pretty. The light was hitting at the right spots. We got those nice greens coming in, and Tyler was ripping the trails.
That was so good.
Cut.
Should we go up that?
Sorry. Sick.
Oh my god.
Got him.
Got him.
The extended Shaka.
A couple other pieces of gear that we used on this film was the Beast clamp. It's a clamp that holds the phone from Beast Grip, super high quality, grips it really good. That paired with the Hyper OIS on this phone, which is the new optical image stabilization, which is very, very impressive. You could shoot handheld for most of it, but for a lot of the long running shots, we did still want a gimbal, so we threw the phone on the Ronin RS3, the new one, which is pretty cool. After we shot those visuals in Forest Park, we went home and recorded a few interior clips of Tyler kind of getting ready, and we also recorded the voiceover. Tyler, again, if you're watching this, thank you so much for being in this film and for letting us just direct you and sprint over here, sprint over there.
All right, and what am I doing? Just running, dude.
Okay, baby.
Nice and easy.
All right, and hit it.
It's pretty funny to like actually be talent in a running film when you're not going for a real run, but you're dressed. Anyways, after we wrapped up at the house, we hopped in the car and drove about 2 hours out to Mount Hood area. So it's just outside of Portland. I think we lucked out. We had really good weather for this whole shoot. And when you're kind of planning everything in a day and a half, 2 days kind of shoot, you really are, I don't know, rolling the dice with the weather when you have a full trip plan. Like Niles and Joshua flew out for it, obviously. So yeah, it was sweet that we had good weather. I think the shots we got on the phone were amazing. So around the mountain, Mount Hood like pops out. Wow, what am I saying? Mount Hood pops out. Yeah, it's a mountain. We definitely wanted to shoot a few sequences. One of my favorites was like where he had the car just parked by the mountain. Kind of looked like he was putting his shoes on and running. And the 5X lens, when we switched to that, when the mountains behind him is insane. Like when you're out shooting outside and you have like waterfall, mountain, something in the distance, if you use a longer lens, like a 5X lens, which I think is like 120 mil equivalent, it's insane the amount of compression you get. And that at 8K with this good light hitting him.
Should have brought my inhaler. It's in the car. No, you're right here. The 5X makes everything feel so big. All right, Ty, we'll come to you.
A couple other specs I want to mention on this phone too. We didn't get to shoot a lot of still photos, but this phone's bonkers for stills. Mostly, I will say, because it has the Leica authentic looks. As far as phones go, sometimes the look can be a little bit like oversaturated, have some plasticky characteristics. This has the Leica authentic and Leica vibrant looks. And you get those in like the Leica Q cameras, which are like $5,000-$6,000 cameras. You probably get them in the M11, which I've never touched because it's over 10K. All that to say, we didn't get to shoot too many photos. Yeah, this was mostly for the short film. So yeah, we need to do a photo shoot with it too.
Tyler, just go right past us.
After shooting on this phone all day, we only charged it a couple times while driving. The battery held up great. It's a 4860 milliamp hour battery. It's got a whole new 3D thermal cooling system, which is awesome. So when you're shooting and pushing that 8K video, the phone doesn't like get all super hot and overheated. It does a really good job, which I think helps keep the battery happier. It's got an AMOLED display, so we're able to see the phone screen bright all day long. 120 hertz refresh rate. So yeah, and a super good camera app. I just think they knocked it out of the park with this. I love the collab with Leica and Xiaomi. Excellent work. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the short film. If you haven't seen it and you happen to see this review behind the scenes first, obviously it's linked below. Would love for you to go check it out. Leave a thumbs up on this review and on the short film, just so that, you know, we know it was good. We know it was a good job. No, but for real, thank you so much, Xiaomi, for sending us this phone. It was an incredible experience to shoot with. I definitely would like to keep it again and maybe shoot some more photos because I think we could do a lot more damage. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Wait, I'm not running. I want run.
Dude, what are you doing? We shot for like 2 hours.
Plus,
And go down, yep.
We got the strawberry apricot flavor, summer edition fire. You already know.
It's like some weird AI, like always framing.
Tyler, come back, come back.
They're arguing. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. These filmmakers are arguing.
Turn, bro.
He just does this.
That's a
This
push-in.
arm. He just goes.
There's a lack of
Hey,
definition
you know what?
right
You know
now.
what? I got you.
That's a push-in.
I got you.
Okay.
You're talking about a follow. That's a follow. It's different.
He's blowing.